Okay, welcome everyone. It is July the 17th, 2024, and we're still in our throat chakra. We're going to do a little bit of a repeat of this one that we did on Friday. So we're going to be going deep into the law of karmic dispensation, a little bit of a review of the 10th dimension and hope and the throat chakra. So we've got, first of all, we've got our global mission with Archangel Michael, where we're bringing the planet to peace. This is ongoing. I know this image looks very busy, but it's got lots of ideas, and we're just holding the vision for peace for the planet, invoking the universal law of change with SK for the highest and the best. This is Archangel Gabriel here blowing her trumpet of truth. And we've got Raphael here, we've got Michael up here, we've got the Divine Mother here. We've got a lot going on in this picture, but we're just really holding the vision and the highest potential for Earth to come to peace. This is one of our favorite mantras. Very simple. It's a good one to say every day. I am love, I am loved, I am lovable, to anchor in our heart consciousness. Heart consciousness, everyone coming deep into the heart so that the mind aligns and we align with Source and with Gaia. And this is, I love these little 60-second workouts from peacenow.com, and this one is so beautiful. It says the present moment lasts forever. Breathe deeply for a minute and feel gratitude for the present moment is all you'll ever need. The present moment contains the seeds of everything you want, but you must be present to water them. I just thought that was brilliant. So those are lovely little memes that they send out. Okay, so here we are. This is the throat chakra, this beautiful deep blues and the cobalt blue and the lighter blues, and Albert Einstein talking about the 10th dimension, the ability to fully participate uniquely with no sense of ego self. So this is a higher dimension. It is the 10th chakra in the system. It's connected to hope, and it's also connected to this universal law of dispensation. And the chakra is always connected, well, most of them are, not all of them of the 13, but most of them are connected to organs and systems. So this throat chakra is connected to our thyroid, our lungs, our vocal cords, our bronchial tubes, and the system of our metabolism. So if you're struggling with any of those organs or systems, it's good to look at the qualities that are connected to the chakra. So this is the throat chakra. So here we are. There is the throat. It is the 10th one of the system. And it's connected to the sound and the silence, the stillness of the mother and the father and the one. So each chakra is all about balancing the mother, the father, the oneness energy. There's the law of karmic dispensation. There's hope. So forgiveness plays into this as a quality, along with peace, trust, and faith. These are blue qualities connected to the throat. So each color has different qualities and laws associated. The 10th dimension is where the angels play. Again, it's a very higher level of a dimensional reality. It is possible for humanity to be in this state, but it takes quite a bit of inner work to be in that place of charity, selflessness, generosity, really deep forgiveness, understanding, non-judgment, communication of beauty. It is a place of reflection of love, and it's very much a creation chakra, or dimension, I mean. Okay, so this is a little bit of an understanding of the throat chakra. The cobalt blue, the blue of Archangel Michael, the cloak of the Universal Mother, the big blue sky of Arizona, the deep blue of the Atlantic Ocean, the soft blue of the Caribbean. So this is breathing the blue, and then you open it and you spin it. This is our throat chakra, a center for change. We're here to welcome in this change. So it's not to be afraid of it, it's just to welcome it in and know that everything is always evolving. This is our center for communication, communication of hope, of peace, of trust and faith. These divine qualities are deep within this chakra as they communicate to the rest of the body, your field, and out to the planet. Feel that sense of purity, charity, selflessness, and generosity, because these are the qualities of the 10th dimension of beauty. It is the knowingness, the state of being in perfect beauty, of knowing the beauty of all things, of all existence, of all life, of all kingdoms, of knowing and having that sense of profound beauty and fullness, whether it is a grain of sand or an entire galaxy. It is the dimension where you recognize the beauty of your sacred self, that you are a reflection of all, birthed from the heart of the mother, with her beauty, beauty of soul, of mind, and of body, beauty of emotion, and the ability to create that reflection of divine beauty. So it says, go deeper and allow this dome of blue to contain you and fill you. So just take a deep breath of that blue and feel that sense of purity, charity, selflessness, and generosity, communication of hope and peace and trust and faith. So if you're struggling with any of these different qualities, often they will connect to the different organs and systems in the body. So it's just good to know that everything is interconnected in this chakra system with the physical body and our fields as well. The 10th dimension is where you recognize the beauty of your sacred self, that you are a reflection of all, birthed from the heart of the mother with her beauty, beauty of soul, of mind and of body, beauty of emotion, the ability to create that reflection of divine beauty. So I put a bunch of mirrors here just to remind us that the world is always reflecting back to us what's within us often, and it's good to just keep asking if there is something that appears in front of you and maybe it doesn't feel so loving, just to ask, is this within me? Is this something I need to let go? And that's what the reflection work is all about. And it's really good to get out in nature and see that perfect reflection of nature and just remind ourselves that's who we are. We are whole and perfect, just like nature. So it's very uplifting to be out in nature and just feel that that perfection, knowing that's who we are too. So Albert Einstein channeled this information through Linda. He said the 10th dimension contains the growth patterns of beauty, purity, and charity. It is the patterning and state of being in complete willingness to share and participate in and throughout the universe. It is the growth of selflessness and generosity. It is the sense and patterning of understanding, knowing, and creating beauty from the purity of heart, soul, being. It is the commitment to be only a reflection of love. This is a magnificent dimension that few upon earth achieve, but which is completely available to each of you to experience. It is far beyond what you conceive of in terms of tangible human creation, and yet is part of the pattern of each and every plant, animal, tree, rock, stream, and molecule of air on your planet. And it's so important to get out in nature and really be with nature. It is part of the essence of Gaia. It is the ability to fully participate uniquely, but with no sense of ego self. So the way that SK explained about the ego to us was just to really love, love, love your ego, and it will come into alignment. It's so used to protecting us and so that we'll feel fear and all that, but now we're coming into feeling more and more safe within. So we want that ego to feel that safety as well. In many ways, it embodies the quality of divine creation. So this dimension, and this is the dimension where angels play. So it's a beautiful dimension to access and know it's fully available to us. It's just a matter of letting go of the old belief systems. So here's the blessing and virtue, the divine quality of hope. And I just wanted to draw our attention to the gift of heart knowing of the presence of God here. And we'll go on to the next slide, because this golden quality is really connected to the divine masculine. And it's what you may think of as supreme intelligence, wisdom, substance. So substance is light slowed down. And that's our physical form and everything, every object that we can see in front of us. It's connected to the divine masculine energy. Also, inspiration and ideas are. Love is the expression and how that is experienced. So this slide back here, we had love is the fuel, love is the substance, love is the movement. So that fuel is light, really at a high frequency. Substance is light not spinning as fast, so it becomes substance. And then love is also the movement, which is the movement of the mother energy, hence the blue. Okay, so then here's the easier way to read the definition of hope. So there it is, the gift of heart knowing of the presence of God. The only reason for change. So this is the expanded version of hope from the Council of Love. If you look up hope in the dictionary, it's all about wishing for something. The Divine Mother, Universal Mother Mary said, no, it's so much more than that. So the divine qualities, we're getting the expanded definition through these teachings. So hope encompasses serenity, total and perfect calm. So hope is very much peace. So when we can really feel this hope within us, it helps with our manifestation of peace on the planet. The hope is also the ability to understand that very often things on earth are not as they appear. Hope is an ability to pierce the illusion of the veil, to be in the world, but not of it, to be able to remain centered and still, one with who you are, regardless of externals. So you can see how important it is to be in a state of hope within. It really helps with everything. And hope is the color of deep twilight blue, almost navy, the color of our beloved Divine Mother Mary. And of course, this color is very much consistent and connected to our karmic dispensation. So the law of karmic dispensation, which is really understanding it's time now to release and be in the state of forgiveness of our karmic debt, which really what all it boils down to is our judgments. So just know that the more we're in a state of compassion, of non-judgment, it helps with everything. Okay, so this is a little bit about the divine masculine, which is a big part of hope, even though hope is very blue. And it's one side of the brain. The blue energy is the right side of the brain, the divine feminine energy. The left side of the brain is more masculine, connected to the divine father energy. And you can see it's like a crossover energy. One side of the mind operates the opposite side of the body. So here, the mother's talking about being truly masculine. So everyone on earth has this energy within them. And she's reminding us to be truly masculine is extraordinarily beautiful, to participate with it and to observe, to watch. because it is the holding of energy and the ability of action to protect. But what the masculine forgot, both personally and globally, is that they need to feed the goddess. So that this is the love for the masculine and the feminine in the physical form. And it usually tracks back to how we feel about our parents. So the more we're in non-judgment of the past, it helps with our own physical balance in our bodies, in our physical bodies. So feed the goddess within and without. Now that has been reawakened. And as you reawaken the divine feminine informs and demands of the divine masculine within to step forward. So the old illusions and false paradigms of what the masculine are simply falls away. So the old belief systems tend to reside in the left side of the brain. So because it's very logical. So we want those old systems to fall away, and this golden energy is very much connected to our joy, and that's gratitude for sacred purpose. So we want this energy in the body to remember that gratitude, and that's the feeding of the goddess. So gratitude for the feminine, and then the feminine has that same gratitude back to the masculine, and it balances within. And so she's saying the divine feminine informs and demands of the divine masculine within to step forward into the joy, into the gratitude, basically, into the balance, and hold that within the physical form. It is a lifetime of practice doing this, and a return and a return and a return to the heart over and over, because in the heart we hold that perfect balance too. And an expansion of who you are, not only knowing of the mother's presence, of source presence, but your own place within that. And you are never alone. Because oftentimes we feel like we're doing this work all alone, and that we are separate from the other side. And there she's saying you're never abandoned and you're never unheeded. And within the teachings of Hope as well was her saying that every prayer is answered. Maybe not how we want it to be answered, but every prayer is heard and answered, because if our guides are listening into every thought we have and watching everything we're doing. And the mother has a system where she can keep track of billions and billions and billions of souls. So no one is ever, ever alone. But we often feel like that here. Okay. Your strength, your determination, your hope, and you are teaching many throughout the galaxies. You are forming that template. You are holding the energy for this to happen elsewhere. You are far more clear and loving and determined and joyous than you know. So just know that even when we think that we're not doing so well, we're doing really well for where we're at right now for the ascension of humanity. All right, so now this is, we're going to go back into the universal law of karmic dispensation just a little bit. So this law helps us understand that the mother forgives absolutely everything, but that karmic dispensation must be requested. So that's what the meditation was all about that we did. And I think I'm going to do, on Friday, I think we'll do the meditation one last time because it's such a good one. Yeah. So this is the chakra where we can know that we too can be that constant state of forgiveness, as forgiving as she is, etherically and in person. Apologies and forgiveness, love, non-judgment, create Nova being. So that's our new way of being, and therefore Nova Earth, as within, so without. This law is a gift of new beginnings. So just know that self-love and self-worth, it's spinning in the lower chakras, it's spinning in the higher chakras, and we're always connected to the golden grid. So that's why we have this little picture here, just to remind us that golden grid is all around the planet. It's really a joy. It's connected to the golden energy, which is joy, which is gratitude, which is manifestation of when we're working with creation, we pull things to us along that golden grid. So the more we are in that golden energy within, in that joy, in that gratitude, it helps with manifestation of whatever it is you want to create in your life, because you're consciously connected to the golden grid, and you're able to pull whatever you'd like to you across that, because you're in that state of joy and gratitude, and that's light at a very high frequency. So light slowed down is us in physicality, and the objects that we can see around us. And light at a very high frequency is us in our joy, in that gratitude for being alive, and in that state of being able to create things very easily. We are in a time of karmic dispensation, and Raj says, SK Sanakamara says, it is a gift of forgiveness. And in this situation, it is also an opportunity for each of us to understand that we may also forgive, and to forgive not only those who have harmed us and hurt us or in some way made us feel poorly, but it is also the opportunity to forgive ourselves, because that's usually the biggest one. Okay, and just to know, we have attracted what has happened to us. That's how it works, because we have probably behaved similarly in other times. If we have people that have harmed us or hurt us or made us feel poorly in this lifetime, often it's a balancing. We may have acted like that in other lifetimes, so now we want to experience it and then bring it to non-judgment, compassion, forgive everything, understand about karmic dispensation. So we neutralize the energy so it's not recreated again on the planet. So forgiveness, I am forgiveness of my sweet self, is really sometimes the most important. Okay. Okay. So this gift of karmic dispensation is freely given, and therefore, my friends, it must be freely received. There is no payment. There is no debt due. It is a gift of new beginnings. So really, the karmic dispensation is a request for forgiveness of our karmic debt. And all karmic debt tracks back to is judgment of self, judgment of another, judgment of a situation. So we want to forgive ourselves for that karmic debt, for that judgment. It is important during this time of transition that each and every one of you be set free and not hindered by the past or even the future. And this gift that has been bestowed this day does that. So I would ask each of you not to cling to old grievances or old hurts, to not cling to old patterns of behavior or actions or thoughts or ideations, belief systems that you do not in any way serve you. You are newborn, and yet you are newborn with the wisdom and the love and the knowing of who you are and of the journey that you have completed thus far and that you intend and will complete. This frees you to ascend. So it's really just deep, deep understandings of non-judgment. And that creates us as newborn. Any questions? Is everybody doing okay? Following along? Darren, you've been going in and out. You've been having internet issues. Nope, maybe you can't even hear.
Yep.
Oh, you can hear?
I'm here somewhere.
There you are.
Where am I? I'm lost.
We can
There
hear
I
you.
am.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I finally got sound on, yep, so I'm good now.
Okay, good. Okay, and everything's this is a repeat, so it's really you know all of this, but I just thought it's good to repeat it. So then we say, Raj, I've made my decision to ascend, to go forward. And so I say to you, each of you this day, then beloved ones, what are you waiting for? We beckon you. Gaia has stabilized you. You have relinquished the old third. Come and be with us. So all he's reminding us is the belief systems that we're still holding on to, that they're not real. They feel very real. That's the problem. And he does get very strong with his wording as well, in that he does at one point farther along say that it's all about judgment. So the more we come out of all judgment, it actually is a very, very healing. So he's saying, come and be with us, because in the higher realms, there is no judgment. So when we release all our judgments, then we can float free, and it's very, very joyful. So here's our Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, E equals mc squared to infinity. And I just wanted to remind us to open your eyes to the light, because it influences the way we think, the way we feel, the way we act, how well we sleep, how energized we feel when we wake up, which mood we are in, how much focus we have. And so to take off the sunglasses and really embrace the light. And this is why I've been talking about light slowed down turns into matter. We are light beings. Everything around us in this moment is light, vibrating at a lower speed. So the objects that we can see are light slowed down. And when we're in that state of joy, we are at a very high frequency. When light enters our eyes, it turns into electricity, activates our inner pharmacy so that we can produce all the neurotransmitters and hormones that influence our metabolism. So there's the metabolism connected to the throat chakra, our thinking, our feeling, therefore our action. So that formula is actually very important to our understanding of light and speed. So this is the speed part, and then always to infinity. So this information is infinite and eternal. It just goes on and on. And when Albert was informed, he didn't have the infinity sign, but he did channel this infinity sign because he realized how infinite and eternal everything is. So he wanted to add that for us. Okay, so here we are. This is me just helping us understand this. Love is the fuel, so that's the light, like the sunlight. Love is the substance, so there's the matter. That's the light slowed down, and then love is the movement. So there's the movement in the formula right there. And then letting go of being right brings us to non-judgment of everyone, compassion, love. This is what will create that peace on earth, where we can be in a state of reconstitution, repentance, reparation for within, therefore without. So it's quite simple. It's just a matter of us really getting it, and then anchoring it and being it. Okay. And then Jesus, back in May 2011, spoke to us of forgiving as a state of being, the action of forgiving within and without, a constant state, just as we are in the constant state of being, just as we are in the constant state of being love. So think of forgiveness as love, like that constant state. If we're in a constant state of forgiveness, we're in a constant state of peace and serenity. When we forgive fear in ourselves and others, we bring reassurance and the fear dissipates. To know our star brothers and sisters are holding us in a bubble of pink. He says that's the constant state of forgiveness. So it's all around the planet. They're helping us so much and we don't realize it. He says if we're having difficulty staying in a place of forgiving, which is compassion, then to call on him. He will be there. He's always there with us. That we are the infinite spark and the unique expression of one. And because of that, we are the embodiment of infinite forgiving. So it's just a matter of remembering that we can be this all the time. We are coming to a place of compassion where we send love to everyone. It's much easier to be in that state when we are in compassion for whatever has happened to us in this life. And then it's just an automatic. When you see someone suffering, then it's ascending. It's not a judgment, it's ascending of compassion. Where we can feel compassion for everyone. And this is where the magenta said to wrap everyone in that. The Buddha said to wrap everyone in magenta, no matter what, how much pain no matter how much pain they have inflicted on others. This is our mastery, that sending of compassion, the perfect blend of blue and red. So that's the magenta, the blue of non-judgment, forgiveness of our karmic debts, our judgments. Our mastery of love, compassion is not to judge. The ones inflicting the pain have been emotionally, physically traumatized and are repeating behavior they have learned. So the ones that are struggling with addiction are actually inflicting the pain right back to themselves with the drugs. And the ones that are inflicting pain out towards humanity, they've been so traumatized, they're conscious but unconscious. We repeat hurt by unconsciously passing judgments. We do it all the time. So the most important thing is to really neutralize our own past so that we are in a state of compassion for ourselves within, and then we can extend it out to everyone. Daily, we take 17 to 30,000 breaths and have 50 to 70,000 thoughts. We have 17 to 70,000 opportunities to be compassion, to be non-judgment, to forgive. And this is part of understanding this 10th dimension, this beauty of emotion. So how many of our thoughts are subconscious and unconscious? It's a real practice to monitor and just to bring your thoughts into a state of peace. So, but it's just good to know we have a lot of thoughts and breaths. Okay, now this is really interesting because yes, Darren.
Yeah, a good way to find out how many thoughts you have is try doing a meditation, then see how many thoughts come into your mind.
Which meditation? Any meditation?
Yeah, anyone, yeah.
Like a guided meditation.
Well, a silent one would be better, but yeah, you could do it in a guided one too.
Okay, yeah, silent meditation. Yes, I agree. Yeah, because if you can be at peace, I mean, isn't that what meditation is all about, to bring ourselves to peace?
That's right.
Yeah.
How many can hold that for a half hour?
Yeah, and that's why we practice on Mondays. We practice, yeah. Yeah, and yes, I agree. Okay, so this was really interesting because I asked Archangel Michael back in 2012 about judgments. I asked him specifically, if you're sitting in a car and someone starts complaining and you can't get away, is there a way to help them? And he said, he was so funny and he had a huge laugh. He said, tell them to shut up, but truly in a very polite and loving way. That is exactly what you are saying to them. First, send them as if you were blasting them, send them pink. So this is interesting. So he's using pink, where the Buddha used magenta. So I think you can pretty much use any color. Now, as you know, I'm preferential and partial to blue, but when you send them pink, it is like the gentlest caress of the sunrise and of their pink diamond flame. So that's the flame in the center of the heart, the pink, the blue, the yellow, the pink's in the middle. So send them first the caress of pink, then say, I understand, not I know, but I understand that what you are talking about and what you're saying may have some foundation or legitimacy, but it hurts me. hurts me when I hear this kind of talk, because I understand that what you are doing when we talk about this is simply building the energy of this disharmony, of this pain, of this hurt. So can we both together send some healing and change the subject? So it's interesting how this is what he recommended to me back in 2012. And it's hard in the moment to actually send color, but that, if you can do that, that's a big step into the right direction. Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, I think he recommended pink because pink is a active healing color.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at what the galactics, they're holding us in this bubble of pink,
Right.
and Jesus is saying it's forgiveness. So that's, I mean, the Divine Mother says it's grace, and grace is very higher dimensional. So I think forgiveness runs through a lot of these. They don't really talk about it a lot, but forgiveness runs through a lot of these. Yeah, Lillian.
Well, it's okay if it's Ken.
Oh yeah, Ken.
Um, yeah, I'd like to know what the definition of grace is, because I know we say it in that meditation that we're supposed to say twice a day, but what does grace actually mean?
Well, grace is something that you can build. So actions create like a building of grace within us. But what I'll do is I'll send you the definition of it. I'll send it to you, because it's off the top of my head. I haven't got it, but I know it's something that we build. You build grace.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Darren.
Yeah, from my understanding, grace is the support of the Divine Mother, really.
Was very much, she's the one that describes it to us, but yeah, she I know for sure that it's a building. It's a building energy. And I'm just gonna see if I can pull up the definition right now for us, because I should know it. Let me see, where is it? Grace, truth, hope, beauty, grace. Grace is understanding the importance of divine connection and alignment, knowing that our spark contains grace, that we are grace.
It's grace, forgiveness.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's everything. It's actually, I know what it is. It's all the divine quality. It's all of them.
Oh.
It's all 13. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's our divine alignment, who we really are. We're all angels of grace. Yeah. And it's very soft pink. And I know it's like a building. We build grace. Yeah. Yeah. But I'll send out the definition of it. It's connected to the crown chakra. Mm-hmm. And I remember her talking about it and saying it's like it's very much like compassion as well. Yes, Darren.
Yeah, from my understanding, it's, when you're trying to release core issues and you're, say, 80-90% released them, the grace will clear the last 10% or whatever's left.
Okay. But yeah, but it's also, yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah. Grace is really, really beautiful. I can't wait till we get to it, because it's the way the mother describes it is just it's really beautiful. Anyways, let's keep going here. So then
What
Lao
did you say
Tzu.
that on?
She said she would. Grace.
Oh no, never mind.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So in the blessing and virtue of humility, Lao Tzu talks about non-judgment. right here. He says, the danger when we judge another, we are judging ourselves. The axe murderer, the bomber, those who commit the most heinous acts arrive with the purity of grace in their souls. And that purity of grace did not die, did not become lost, but was ignored and covered. When we judge others, we are setting ourselves up to be holier than thou, and we dare not misstep, for we just put ourselves in the same category as those we have judged, and that is very painful. So what I noticed about myself back when I was, married, and I was resenting addiction, the more I resented addiction, the more that is what happened to me. So really, really want to come out of judging anything, because the more we judge it, the more we attract it. It comes right back to us. I did not understand that back in my 30s. And so it's like that state of non-judgment, it neutralizes the energy so that we're not recreating it. When we're judging, we're recreating it. So it's really important to neutralize it. Yes, Darren.
And another good way to neutralize it is to look at the negative consequences of whatever it is. And when you emphasize that, that reduces the addiction or whatever it is.
Look at the negative. So okay, so I'm looking at the bomber here. Yeah, but you know what? Do you know what Lao Tzu says as well? I don't know if I've got it here. He also, oh yeah, right here. In the old system of heroes and villains, someone has to play the villain for there to be a hero. As we move out of the dichotomy of negative and positive, we move into the balance, into our heart consciousness, loving everyone. But he does say something about there's because of the villain, a hero is created. So there's a positive that's created from the negative. But we're moving out of that into the middle, into the balance where we're just loving everyone. So we're not recreating heroes and villains. He says, he reminds us it is safer and more rewarding internally never to judge, but to say, I am compassionate because you have lost your way. Humility is not taking on the burden of that person. It simply means that we send them the energy of healing, of acceptance and love. So we don't take on the burden when we're sending healing. That's the beauty of it. And it's not recreated. Humility is not putting ourselves above or below others. It is putting ourselves with others, knowing we are all brothers and sisters, addicts, prisoners to celebrities, royalty. We are demonstrating our humility by cherishing and valuing everyone. So, of course, it's a practice. And we're not meant to put ourselves in harm's way at all. But when we've neutralized the energy within ourselves, and then we can send the compassion, it helps with everything. And we're not recreating it. Judgment is recreating trauma, basically. Oh, this is really fun. So I found this today. This was from a reading with one of my guides. And I'm asking about when we let go, what happens? Because you can literally let stuff go right through the palms of your hands. You can ask for the energy. Say you're up comes some old judgment and you recognize it and you can say, can I let it go through my hands? And you can. So what I asked was, when we clear, when we bless and let go of the old, and we give this energy to, and I'm saying to my guides, are you able to transmute it immediately? Is that how it works? And Catriona said, that is exactly how it works. It is before it is out of your hands, it is transmuted. So it is our energy and your intent, and together it creates something very beautiful. And I ask if it turns into light. She says it turns into light. It turns into sparkling diamonds. It turns into love. Sometimes it turns into bubbles of bubbles of laughter or bubbles of joy. And then I said, then they float down and cover us. She says, it is a double blessing. When you let something go and you hand it over, there is a saying in Shakespeare that something is twice blessed, the quality of mercy. That is the meaning of that phrase. So we let it go, and then our guides magically turn it into bubbles. It's twice blessed. Lillian, I thought you would love that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's happening when you're letting stuff go. It's going out of your hands, and you guys are magically turning it into something that just floats down on top of you. Golden bubbles of joy. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. So that's a really fun thing to do. And then you can feel, I think I'm actually going to start practicing with this because I can feel things a lot more now. And I bet you can feel it come right down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like very energy. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we can do that in the Monday meditation.
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, you know what? I'll put this slide at the Monday meditation and we'll go over it, and then we can all practice it.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. Okay. All right. So here's all our fields. And this is our divine alignment. So just know the I am is with the divine mind, heart, will, presence. Okay. So that's source, straight line connection to source. And then our I am is our universal self. That's the big field that's way out around us, but that's anchoring closer. So universal self, our personal I am. So the I am, source, connection with source. And I am with our heart, consciousness, mental and emotional bodies, our physical body. Okay. So there's all our fields. Remember the causal, this is where all the past lives are stored. So we really want to bring that to forgiveness and peace and hope and trust and faith, all the blues. And then when we're in that state for the past, the mental is loving. So hence the green. And then the emotional field here is, it's easier to be loving. Well, this is sort of like the color of grace even. This is that crown chakra. So we want our emotional field to be loving so that we're not tying ourselves up in knots. Yeah. All right. Okay, this is all about healing. We do not heal anyone. We act as a vessel of healing by allowing the source energy of love, of the cosmos, of the one, added with our love, to flow through us to that person. Hence, Monday meditation, we're always sending love, and daily we're sending love. For some, it is adequate and enough and accepted that it can be done simply by holding a hand or 2 fingers to the heart, for that matter. Others, they may need a little more coaxing. So it's just knowing that we're all here, we're letting go, and all we're doing is coming to a state of not judging anything. Healing, this is how the Magdalena and Yeshua healed. It's going to become the norm. The more we are in unity, community consciousness, the more this transmission takes place. Because, for example, if your neighbor or your child is out of sync, you immediately feel it because the unity is out of frequency. So therefore, look at this, you correct. So we correct. So if we're seeing that reflection of dissonance, then ask if it's in within us. More than likely it is. We balance, we come to non-judgment, and then it flows out and helps the field. So just remember, those reflections are really important. And you balance, and then you go forward. So we don't have to worry about what's out there. What we're doing is we're sending that love out. Yes. Lillian? Ken?
Could you repeat what you said? I want to make sure that I am aware. I think I lost.
Yeah. Okay. So right here it says, do you want me to say it right from the top or just about the neighbor and your child?
No, let's say it from the top, please.
Okay, so the question is, so is healing possible? It has always been possible. This is the way in which the Magdalena and Yeshua healed. It is the way that all what you think of as unusual or spectacular healers have worked, and it will become the norm. The more that you are in the unity, community consciousness, the more this transmission takes place. Because, for example, if your neighbor or your child is out of sync, you immediately feel it. Because the unity is out of frequency. So therefore, you correct, not the neighbor or the child, because we're not that they're in charge of themselves. But if you feel your neighbor or your child is out of sync, then you immediately go to yourself and say, where is that in me? Because oftentimes, if it is a reflection, it's going to be in us. So if, say, my child is out of sync or my neighbor, then I turn it around and I go, okay, where is this energy in me? And I come to non-judgment about it. And when I'm in balance, not judging what I'm witnessing, then I can send compassion. And then that helps everything. And that compassion comes back to me. That non-judgment comes back to me. So my non-judgment grows. My field grows even bigger. So that the people around us can feel it. And then they can come into the non-judgment. It's contagious. Non-judgment is contagious. And then we go forward. And this is going to become more and more commonplace where where everybody is just loving each other. Did that make sense?
It makes sense, but I blitzed out on that, the end part.
Okay, you know what? I will send you this slide. How's that?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Then
Well,
you can,
I think part of it is the how it transforms from being what they say into what we feel and send back out.
yeah. Yeah. So you can even look at any world event that triggers you. Is there something out there that you just can't stand? Like the war in Ukraine and Russia, or is there a situation out there that's really bothering you?
Well, Trump and Biden.
Okay. Okay. So then you look at it, and then what you want to do is ask your guides, okay, is this dissonance? Is it because of the way they're acting? What bothers you about them?
Well, I think that they believe they have the answers.
Oh, both of them do.
Well, yeah, I mean, both of them think they have the answers.
And do you think they do?
No,
Okay. Okay.
but
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
do they remind you of any of your family members?
Yeah, Biden reminds me of my father.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who Trump reminds me of. Actually, he reminds me of my brother.
Okay. Well, there you go. No wonder you're having issues with them. So it usually tracks right back to family. So there you go. in this little thing, it says neighbor or child, but really it's family. So now, are you feel like you're still judging your dad and your brother?
Yeah,
Okay, so there's the work right there.
okay.
You want to bring that to neutral. You want to just love them and thank them. Forgive them, love them, and thank them. If you can get to gratitude, you will neutralize this energy so you are not judging it. If you can be grateful for everything they've taught you, that they were your greatest teachers because they taught you everything, good, bad, ugly, then you neutralize the energy and it actually turns into bubbles of joy. It turns into bubbles of joy. You just transmuted it because now you're grateful that they taught you what they taught you, because it's good to know what doesn't work. How else do we bust the system?
Yeah, and those bubbles will give you grace.
Well, they'll put you in a state of joy, which is grace. Yeah, joy is everything. Joy is all the blessings and virtues. It's prudence, it's fortitude, it's humility, it's everything. Yeah. So we want to be in a state of grace of all the divine qualities. And non-judgment does that.
Okay, I'll work on it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, wait, Lil has something.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I have a question about our neighbor.
Yes.
She is in a low-paying job
Mhm.
that is not giving her enough money
Mm.
to pay her bills.
Mm.
So this is the question that I'm thinking I need to see her in a different light. Is that what this is telling me?
Yeah.
I need to see her in the light of, I mean, I'm looking at her and seeing her as someone who is capable of doing more. That I know she's capable
Yeah.
of doing more, of being in a higher paying job.
Yes.
So is that what I should just continue to visualize her in
Yeah.
a higher paying job, in a job that's she's worthy of? Is that
Absolutely.
how
Absolutely.
I help her?
Yes. Does she remind you of anybody in your family?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay. Are you judging her in any way? Do you feel like it's a judgment that you're sending out?
I don't think so, because we've had problems in the past, but I think I've gotten beyond those.
Okay. Okay. So we want to neutralize everything in us, like around her being in lack.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
that
point out something. In one of Lil's lives, she was very poor, and she had to struggle very hard for um, to get fed and to get money and stuff. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with what is going on with Michelle.
it might. There's a possibility because all our aspects are within us as well, all those lifetimes. Yeah. So remember how I said the causal field, we want to bring it to peace, all those past lifetimes. So check in and see if you're still judging that lifetime. Just check
Okay.
in with yourself, like, when you're nice and quiet sometime. And then make sure you're loving that self, like really deeply loving it and thanking it because you got that experience. Because we
Okay.
don't have the wisdom to know whether this experience that this lady is having is actually part of her learning wisdom.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So then you're absolutely not judging her. You're not like I don't know how to explain it, but you know what? This is a Lao Tzu actually talks about this. I'm gonna find the actual words that he says so that we're not trying to understand someone else's journey. We don't have the wisdom to know whether it's good or bad for her. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I understand that.
So then we're sending compassion. So you could do what I would do is wrap her in magenta
Okay,
and not try to do anything for her. Just to bless her on her journey, basically, because maybe what's happening, she's learning some really deep wisdom.
yeah,
Mhm. But when we're not holding her that you could do better, then she can do better. That makes sense?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I need to do that about my neighbor as well. So it's good that we're talking about this. So what I've been doing lately is just wrapping everyone in the magenta. Mhm.
Okay.
So I'm not judging, I'm just blessing them onto their journey. And I'm standing back. I'm not getting caught in the drama. I'm being like a tree.
Yeah, it's tough not being caught in the drama.
Yeah, and you know why
That's a
we
tough one.
we get caught because we're still in our own drama
Yeah,
of the past lives, of this life. So we want to get to non-judgment. And when we're really compassion, we're a tree and we're just loving everybody and just we're not worried about anybody. Okay. That's good. That was a good little discussion there. Let's see, what time are we at? Oh, we're over time. Okay, well, why don't we leave it at that? Let's do our 10, does everyone have time to do the 10 minutes of sending?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ying, what we do at the end of class is we just send energy out, whatever we've learned, whatever you feel like, out into the collective, because we're in quite a high state of understanding right now. So we're just going to send that energy out into the collective for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll say goodbye to everybody. So Ying, if you have to go, don't worry, off you go. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to send energy for 10 minutes. Okay, so, and everyone, if you want to put yourselves on mute, there we go. We got the 10 minutes. Okay, we'll see everybody in 10. Oh yeah, and this is a good time to monitor how many thoughts you have, if they're judgmental or not. Okay, there we go. That was a good one. I'm glad we repeated. We got deeper into understandings. So we're gonna do one more of these on Friday, but we'll do the meditation as well. And then we'll go on to the next chakra. I guess we weren't quite ready for the 11th chakra. We needed a few more, needed to go a bit deeper into this to be ready. So yeah. Okay. What was the meditation like for you, Lillian?
It was good. Actually, I went down to see
Gaia.
Mother Gaia.
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, she's a master transmuter. So anything comes up, it's good to go see her. Yeah. Good work. And Ken, did you feel a little bit more peaceful, or how was it?
So what I did was I put up my hands like this,
Nice.
and whatever thoughts that were coming into my head went right out my hands.
Brilliant. And did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did. So, and then what came into the gap was that I was thinking about my kitties and how much I love them, and I sent that out.
Fantastic. That's what needs to go to the planet. That unconditional love you have for the cats. And send it to everything and everything. Biden and Trump and dad and uncle. And,
Well, I don't know about Biden and Trump, but
oh,
everybody
come on.
else.
They're the ones that need it the most. They're the most traumatized.
Yes,
They're like little children that have been hurt and they haven't ever recovered, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Good work. Wow, Ken. Okay, we gotta do that on Monday. We'll all be doing that. Good. And Darren, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was good, but yeah, I caught some thoughts coming into my mind as well, so I had to drop those and get back on the program. Get back to watching my breathing and into the silence. So it was good to see that.
Yeah.
Of course, I started thinking about my computer sound. What else?
Oh, good. I thought somebody came right in my apartment.
Did they?
That's never happened before. I'm like, I'm sure somebody's in here. Oh no. And it was like all this fear came up. I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm on Zoom. It was the funniest thing. So I went looking. Turns out it's the fan moving the windows and the curtains and everything. I'm like, okay, this is a good exercise. But before that, I was seeing like all the fields. I've never seen that before. So it was like, I don't know, it was like really cool. Yeah, and it was going out to the planet. Like all the colors in the fields. I became that picture. That was interesting. And my head was good. It was good until somebody came in. So I think what it did was it put me into such a higher dimensional state that then you can get into really, really deep stuff. So that was really old fear that I accessed. I was like, it feels so real. Oh, it's funny what we do. Anyways, and Ying, I know you're still there, but I don't know if do you want to say anything? You can if you like. You want to? Oh yeah, good.
I fell asleep.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's a good thing.
It was so peaceful.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, you even when you fall asleep, you're getting everything, so not to worry. Good. Okay, well, we meet again on Friday if you feel like coming again. I don't know if we put you to sleep. I'm sorry about that. I did.
No, actually, it's healing, right? And then it's a balance, it's peace.
Yes, It's so true. So true. Okay, well, we really enjoyed having you. Your energy
Thank you.
is beautiful. And yeah, you're always welcome. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop the recording. So let me just stop the recording here. I gotta find the button. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining, everybody watching this recording, and we'll be back again on Friday.